Hey, I think I'm live. It says I'm live. Okay, so I'm going to try this. I'm on a new platform. I am driving. Yes, okay, so I see notifications. So I'm driving and but I want to talk at the same time, but I'm not going to look at you unless I'm at a stoplight. So, the title of this stream is Yes. Flying into the storm and why. And the subtext is this is what saying yes to opportunity looks like. So this month, I celebrate my 1 year anniversary of moving from the Washington, D.C. area, what we passionately call the DMV, moving from the DMV, where I spent 50 years of my life. For the most part, we've lived a couple of other places, states, but for the most part in the DMV area. But I said yes to an opportunity to move, pack up, and relocate to Tampa, Florida. And the opportunity that I relocated for was to serve as the chief financial and budget officer for the Hurricane Hunters. These are the individuals who are trained and skilled to fly actually into hurricanes. Um, and they are scientists, researchers, meteorologists, engineers that gather data from the eye of the storm, from inside the hurricanes. And the science that they gather is shared to a number of our, what I like to call our customers. For example, one of our customers is the Hurricane Center located in Miami, Florida, in South Florida. So anyway, it's an amazing mission. The mission helps to save lives. It also helps us to learn more about the composition and so on and so forth about the hurricanes. I'm not going to get into that. I am not a scientist. I deal with the money. Okay. Ask me about the dollars. I can tell you all about that backwards and forwards. Well, in saying yes to that opportunity, I have the chance, I have the ability to actually fly with those who are trained and skilled and educated in flying these hurricanes to fly with them. So today, I am on my way into the office because I will be flying my first hurricane. Yes, you heard that correctly. Today, I am flying my first hurricane. I have been cleared to fly the mission that is tackling Hurricane Fiona. I know there's another one developing right behind this one, but this is the mission I get to go on today. So, as much as possible, because I don't know, I've never done this before. Um, I will be recording footage of the mission. Um, And if I find that I can't record, then I will definitely be taking plenty of pictures and sharing them across social media and doing a collage and all that other stuff. But I know I haven't been on in a while because the transition has really been something. This is what saying yes to a new opportunity looks like. Um, I take calculated risk and I considered everything that it would take for the move, financially, emotionally, all that good stuff. But I have to admit, and have a moment of transparency that there was really no amount of, well, I won't say no amount of preparation. That's not true. But even with all the prep that I did, and for anybody who knows me personally, I am a planner to the nth degree. Call that an occupational hazard in managing money. You have to be a planner down to the most minute detail, because those things cost, right? They cost time, it costs money, and time is money. So even in all the planning that I had done in advance, it was still a lot, emotionally, physically, financially, and all that good stuff, because due to the pandemic, and due to a lot of companies allowing their employees, due to the pandemic and people working from home, and then a lot of companies have transitioned from their employees from coming into the office to being able to telework 100% of the time. Florida is one of the states that has been tremendously impacted, and I'm part of that change. That people moved from various areas to other states because they could keep their job and move from another state. So that impacted the Florida's economy. So it is very expensive, in my opinion, to live here in Central Florida, where that was not the case initially and had not been the case for decades, but now it is. Your average rent, for example, for those who are curious, your average rent in Tampa, Florida, for a one bedroom apartment will easily cost you $1,900 a month, and it doesn't include all utilities. And if you're in a building that has amenities and parking and things like that, it'll be even more. So it's expensive. Um, and the fact that, unlike the DMV area or like a New York DMV, where you have public transportation to get you everywhere, the metro, buses, all that kind of stuff, not so much here. Uh, there is a bus line. However, you have to be sure that you live in an area where it's accessible by public transportation. So there is no huge infrastructure for that. So you have to have a car and, the wear and tear and all that stuff. So anyway, so even in making the assessment on all of those types of things, it was still a transition, financially speaking, and emotionally speaking, and not being so close to family and friends that I've known for most of my life. So anyway, but on a day like today, I love what I do. I love the organization that I work in during the day, my 9 to 5 assignment, aside from my coaching practice. I love what I do. And today is a culmination of everything that I've worked on, that even though I manage the program and work on justifying funds for the program and all that good stuff, but to actually fly a mission is a big deal. So yesterday, when they came into my office to tell me that, Lisa, you've been cleared. First, they asked me if I wanted to fly, because I've been asking for a year, and and then when they came back to let me know that I was cleared to fly, oh my gosh, I have been excited ever since. I barely slept last night from the excitement. I called, well, I text my son, he's stationed out of the country. Um, Talked to my daughter, my brother, my sister, my brother-in-law, my parents, and other folks too, to let them know, hey, today I'm flying my first mission, which I'm super excited about. But I'm thinking to myself, who would have ever thought that I would purposely get on an airplane that I knew was going to have turbulence? Um, and I'm not a fan of flying, but I also know I want to enjoy life to the fullest, and I want to go as many places as I possibly can. And there are a lot of places in this world that I can't get to by driving. So I have to fly. So I have to face my trepidation around getting on an airplane quite often in order to see the places and do the things that I want to do in life, right? So I'm sharing this experience with you all because I want to encourage somebody else to ask themselves the question, what do you want to say next? Yes to next. What is it that you want to enjoy, but you haven't allowed yourself to fully and just say yes and move forward? So, even though I'm not fascinated with planes, I'm not jumping out of one either, not intentionally anyway. But going on this mission is certainly another step in the direction of enjoying life to the fullest, where I am. So, what is it that you want to say yes to, you're afraid to say yes to, because it will take you outside of your comfort zone? I have to tell you, the thrill that I am experiencing right now, emotionally, psychologically, is so amazing and so awesome that I'm thinking to myself, wow, what opportunities did I miss earlier on in my career, possibly, or different points in my career, because I was afraid to say yes, because I was afraid to step outside of my comfort zone, because I was afraid to do something different? Hmm. Those are the kind of questions that come to my mind on the verge of having this experience. Um, I work with individuals to reach their career goals, their personal goals, their professional goals. And oftentimes, and I've stepped outside of my comfort zone again, like I say, taking calculated risks. But this one is one of the biggest risks, I guess, to be able to have this experience and to be able to talk about and show pictures of actually being in the eye of a storm. Definitely a Selah moment. Because what do we talk about in life all the time for individuals like myself who take calculated risks? Is what can I do? What choices can I make? What path can I take of least resistance that's going to keep me out of a storm or help me get out of a storm, not necessarily of my making, but to actually go in, because going in will help someone else through a similar experience, you know, from the effects of this storm that is on the horizon that has already impacted uh, humankind, our brothers and our sisters in Puerto Rico. So think about it. I will go live again in a little while once I get in, get settled. There's a safety talk and all of that, but I am curious. Put some comments right now. I'm on across all social media platforms. I think LinkedIn, YouTube, um, Twitter, and Facebook. I believe I am. So, what is it that you want to know? What questions do you have? What pictures would you like to see? I don't know that I will be able to record when I'm up in the air. I will find that out when I get in there today, and for the safety discussion and all of that good stuff. But I'm curious to see or hear or read what questions you may have and see if I can answer them. But also, I'm curious about your answers to the question, what do you want to say yes to next? Realizing it will take you outside of your comfort zone, realizing that it may be uncomfortable. So you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable in order to have an experience like you've never experienced before. So